A very warm welcome in the class of Mathematics 1. Today our topic is series for special functions. Myself Rupak Bhattacharjee, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, GIS College of Engineering. The prerequisites for this particular class are nothing but the topics what we have already discussed in the previous lectures. They are Taylor series or Taylor's theorem, the next one is Maclaurin series. And in the last class, what we have introduced ourselves that the concept of power series. I think we can all recall that in the last class, we have expressed the exponential function into its power series representation. In this class, our target is to find out the power series expansion of trigonometric function and logarithmic function. We will start our discussion with power series expansion of sin x. That means our trigonometric part will be started first. Now we will take fx is equal to sin x. The process what we have adopted for exponential function, the same thing will be adopted over here. That is, we will do first that fx is equal to sin x, it implies f0 is equal to 0. Then f dash x is equal to cos x, and from that we can conclude that f dash 0 is equal to 1. In the similar manner, f double dash x will be minus sin x, and we can write f double dash 0 is equal to 0, and f triple dash x is equal to minus cos x, which implies f triple dash 0 is equal to minus 1, and so on. In this manner, we can write that if m x, or you can take it as if n x, that is the nth differentiation of the sin x, so we can write it as fnx, that is successive differentiation gives us that it will be sin n pi by 2 plus x, and we can write that fn theta x will be equal to sine of n pi by 2 plus theta x. Now the remainder term comes into play. It is x to the power n by n factorial fn theta x. Obviously the range of theta is in between 0 to 1. We can write it as x to the power n by n factorial sine n pi by 2 plus theta x. So almost we are done with our related calculations. Now just to get all these ideas in a single page, I am using this particular space. Though it will become little bit clumsy, still I want that all of us will be able to see all these calculations while proceeding for the remaining part. So now, since x to the power n by n factorial tends to 0 as n tends to infinity, the same logic what we are applying over here, and the part associated with this, that is sine n pi by 2 plus theta x, it is less than equal to 1, because the range of sine theta is between -1 to 1 and we are taking the modulus, so it will be only less than 1. That is, our target is to prove it that it is bounded, and we are able to do this such that we can claim that so Rn tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. So we are able to prove this one. So we can claim that the infinite expansion of sin x is valid. After that, now we can claim that using Maclaurin's theorem, we can write it as fx is equal to f0 plus x f dash 0 plus x square by factorial 2 f double dash 0 plus dot dot dot, and using fx is equal to sin x from our basic starting point, we can, and obviously using the values of f0 f dash 0 f double dash 0 and so on, we can write it as sin x is equal to x, because f0 is 0, f dash 0 is 1, so x f dash 0 will be x minus x cube by factorial 3 plus x to the power 5 by factorial 5 minus dot dot dot, because the zeros are coming alternatively, so the coefficients of x to the power 2, x to the power 4, x to the power 6 and so on, all will be 0. So this is the desired expression for sin x using this particular process, and this is our power series expansion of sin x or infinite expansion of sin x. In the similar manner, we can prove that cos x will be equal to 1 minus x square by factorial 2 plus x to the power 4 by factorial 4 minus dot dot dot, and we can just observe the similarity in the pattern of the series expansion of sin x and cos x, and we all can recall that these expansions all are known to us, but now we are getting the proof of all those expansions and the justification. Now one can find out the expansion of cos x by the process what we have adopted in the last two problems, like e to the power x and sin x, last two problems of e to the power x and sin x, and one can use e to the power x and its relationship between sin x and cos x, and as you know this one and you know this one, from these two you can find out the expansion of cos x. So It is my request to my listeners that to do this as per your convenience, so it will be a good understanding from various methods. Now our next job is to find out the power series expansion of log of 1 plus x, because our today's discussion is dedicated for special functions like trigonometric functions and logarithmic functions. So here we will take fx is equal to log x, log of 1 plus x, and we know that it is defined because log x function is x greater than 0, so log of 1 plus x will be 1 plus x when it will be greater than 0, that is x is greater than minus 1. This is our first observation, what we have to mention it over here so that we can apply it. And that is also important that log of 1 plus x possesses continuous derivatives of all orders for every value of x when 1 plus x greater than 0. Otherwise, existence of derivatives has to be stated. Otherwise, we will not be able to use the process through which we are applying this. Now, the next step will be nothing but finding out fx, f dash x, f double dash x, and so on, and their values of f0, f dash 0, f double dash 0, and we get that f0 will be equal to 0, f dash 0 will be equal to 1, f double dash will be equal to minus 1, and so on. Now, the important thing is the nth derivative of this particular expression. So, successive differentiation plays a vital role for the solution of these problems. Minus 1 whole to the power n minus 1, n minus 1 whole factorial by 1 plus x whole to the power n, and obviously our main condition or restriction is when x is greater than minus 1. So from these we can find out what will be fn x, fn theta x, because we need ultimately fn theta x for using it in the remainder forms. Now the first section we will first consider this case for 0 less than equal to x less than equal to 1, and we will choose here Rn as Lagrange's form of remainder. This is very important. Here we are choosing it as Lagrange's form of remainder. Okay, and Rn is here x to the power n by n factorial fn theta x. We can put the expression of fn theta x, and simplifying we can get it as minus 1 whole to the power n minus 1, n minus 1 factorial by n into x by 1 plus theta x whole to the power n. The question is, actually we can make it simplified, that is not an issue, but the question is, because we will get fn theta x, here we will get 1 n minus 1 factorial, and in this x to the power n by n factorial we get 1 n factorial. The thing is that since we have to prove that Rn's motivation or Rn's movement towards 0 as n tends to infinity, then only the existence can be claimed. So 0 less than equal to x less than equal to 1 and 0 less than theta less than 1, it follows 0 less than x by 1 plus theta x less than 1. We need this for this particular expression. We need this for this x by 1 plus theta x case. So we can now claim x by 1 plus theta x whole to the power n will tends to 0 as n tends to infinity, and 1 by n tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. So if we just adjust it, n minus 1 whole factorial by n factorial, so this will be simply 1 by n, you can see this, and we can also write and 1 by n tends to 0 as n tends to infinity. So we now can claim that as n tends to infinity, Rn will tends to 0. Keep one thing in your mind, for which range we are talking all this about? We are talking all this about in this range. But what is the range of our problem? It is x greater than minus 1. We are taking it as 0, within 0 and 1 first of all. So this is done from this, we have approached to this using Lagrange's form of remainder. Now when we are thinking for the second part, that is we will consider minus 1 less than x less than 0, means x lies between minus 1 and 0. In this case, keep it on in our mind, in this case mod of x by 1 plus theta x, mod of x by 1 plus theta x, we can't say that it is guaranteedly less than 1. We can't say that it is guaranteedly less than 1. We can't say. That is why we are going to use here Cauchy's form of remainder, because this will not be sufficient for us for applying Lagrange's form of remainder for this particular range. So now we are going to apply Cauchy's form of remainder, and here our Rn will be x to the power n by n minus 1 whole factorial 1 minus theta whole to the power n minus 1 minus 1 whole to the power n minus 1 is n minus 1 whole factorial by 1 plus theta x whole to the power n as the form of Cauchy's form of remainder. Now after putting and simplifying this particular part, we can write it as minus 1 whole to the power n minus 1 is taken in the first part, then 1 minus theta whole to the power n minus 1 and 1 plus theta x whole to the power n is distributed as, please look at the calculation technique, it is n minus 1, then 1 minus theta by 1 plus theta x whole to the power n minus 1. So 1 plus theta x is 1 extra in the denominator part. We will adjust it by writing it as 1 by 1 plus theta x. Now what we see here, we will get that 0 less than mod of 1 minus theta by 1 plus theta x less than 1. So obviously if we raise them to the power of n minus 1, it will remain as it was, as well as mod of 1 by 1 plus theta x, it is less than 1 by 1 minus mod x. Okay. So for this particular range, that is minus 1 less than x less than 0, we are now getting n tends to infinity implies Rn tends to 0. Again we reach to the required thing so that we can proceed further. So for any value of x, what we get, -1 less than x less than equal to 0, Maclaurin's series for this function is valid. This is our basic requirement for writing it in the expression. So now in the Maclaurin's expansion, if we are putting, then we will get it very simply. We all know the Maclaurin series. So now in place of fx we are putting log of 1 plus x. So putting the value, putting the expression of the given function, as well as writing this in the desired form is not the tough thing. The important and conceptual thing is that we have to justify that yes, we can write it according to the requirement. Once it is justified, after that it is not at all a tough thing to write, because after that all this fx, f dash x, f double dash x and their values at a particular point is also very much easily calculated, and we can write it easily. So it will be x minus x square by 2 plus x cube by 3 minus x to the power 4 by 4 and so on. This infinite series expansion is justified by these two segments, distributing these two segments into two parts. Now, one more problem we have done for the exponential functions, we have done for trigonometric functions, we have done for logarithmic functions. Now we are going to do one problem for the combination or composition of them. That is, here our function fx is, we are starting a new problem. Fx is e to the power x sin x. So now here we can write it directly, that from Maclaurin series we can write the expansion of e to the power x is equal to 1 plus x square by factorial 2 plus x cube by factorial 3 plus dot dot dot, and also for sin x is equal to x minus x cube by factorial 3 plus x to the power 5 by factorial 5 plus dot. We know all this. The thing is that when we have to find out the expansion of e to the power x sin x, we can write that 1 plus x square by factorial 2 plus dot 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 into x minus x cube by 3 plus x to the power 5 by 5 factorial and so on. Now this product is important, and after that the simplification is important. What will give us x plus x square plus x cube by 3 minus x to the power 5 by 30 and so on. We can also find out alternatively by taking the function fx is equal to e to the power x sin x, then f dash x, f double dash x, f0, f dash 0, f double dash 0, then Rn tends to 0 as n tends to infinity, then apply Maclaurin series, directly, no problem. You can do this checking for your own. It will be better for cross verification and understanding. And finally, before concluding this class, I just want to find out, or rather I just want to give a clue how to find out the expansion of sec x. It is also a trigonometric function, and we are not going to do it directly, but we are going to use the series expansion of cos x by writing sec x is equal to 1 by cos x. So we can write it as 1 by 1 minus x square by factorial 2 plus x to the power 4 by factorial 4 minus dot dot. We can write it, and we are assuming it that it is nothing but a power series of the form, the standard form a1 a2 x square plus dot dot dot. We are assuming it, we are taking it. So our job is to find out the expressions of a0, a1, a2 and so on, and this is nothing but the method of undetermined coefficients. They are now undetermined. If I can determine it, then automatically we can find out the expansion of this desired form. Now what we can do by cross multiplication, because this one and this one is, if I take this particular part and if we do the cross multiplication, then we can write it as 1 is equal to 1 minus x square by factorial 2 plus x to the power 4 by factorial 4 minus dot 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 into a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus dot dot. Okay, so in the next line we can write it that a0 plus a1x. Now look at this, what we are doing, we are taking, or rather we are making the coefficients of power of x separated. That is, the power of x is taken, then the power of x square is taken, power of x to the power 0 is taken, and if we equate it from the both side, equating the coefficients, what we can write that a0 is equal to 1, a1 is equal to 0, because it is only 1, nothing is there, and after that we can write a2 minus a0 by 2 is equal to 0, which gives us a2 is equal to a0 by 2 is equal to half. So look at this, a2 is achieved, a1 is achieved, a0 is achieved, and in this manner we compare it, we will get the values of a0, a1, a2, a3 and so on. And finally, please do some more calculations for this particular problem. So finally we can write it as sec x is equal to 1 plus x square by 2 plus 5x to the power 4 by 24 plus dot 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 and so on. So this is the application of power series, Taylor series, Maclaurin series for finding out the infinite series expansion of various functions. So I must mention that we have used these particular references for preparing this lecture, and these are very simple, and some assignments about this, all these are done actually, but you have to practice and practice it, and we have to just search for some variations of these problems. And finally, I want to thank you all. Happy listening, happy learning.